2020 has not been a friendly year so far, and there are plenty of things to be worried about. Unfortunately, something more got added to that list. That's privatization of banks. And this has caused some serious concerns among our students who are preparing for bank exams. And we are getting flooded by mail about what's the future in this sector now. So we thought we'll do a quick analysis about how much there is to be really worried about this news and what is in store for aspirants who see their future in this sector. And the major concern of our students is whether there will be government jobs left in the banking sector or not. To answer that, let us first scan the news which is doing rounds. This is what 3rd June bank privatization talks underway to privatize some public sector bank. Punjab Sindh Bank, Bank of Maharashtra, IOB among the banks that could be privatized. Talks on to privatize, talk underway to privatize, some high level talks, Niti Aayog's proposal. All these started gathering momentum on 3rd of June, right? But is this when it all started? If we go back and try to scan the news, try to dig the archives, we will see it started much before that. Thiruvananthapuram, March 19, 2019, bank mergers are for privatization. Left-leaning, union supporters, Hindu. This is again business line. So move is a precursor to privatization of bank. Accept it or not, privatization is on. All these news are old news. You see, this is dated 13 January 2020. This is August 2019. Now, again, when it started gathering momentum, you have these government clear and unapologetic about privatization. Privatization is not a panacea. Again, business line talking about it. You need something more than privatization to actually clear the mess that the banking sector is in. Then again, unions talking about now they will not be allowing this privatization, etc. So all these have gathered momentum. To understand the current structure of our public sector banks, we'll need to dig a bit deeper in their past to see how they have evolved to their current stage. And I have done an more than an hour long lecture on it on YouTube for SBI PO preparation 2019. You can watch that video where I have covered in great detail the history of merger. I have talked about the financial impact of it, what is the economics behind it, what is the future implication. All that has been covered in great detail. You can watch it. I'll briefly take you through only the part which is relevant to answer today's question. So it all started with second Narasimhan Committee 1998 report which was submitted. We talked about having the big strong banks. PJNI Committee again talked about merger of banks. Alternative mechanism finally was used in 2017. So it all started with State Bank in 2008 when its associate banks started to merge. State Bank of Saurashtra and then State Bank of Indore. Or these two got merged in a brief span of a year, I think 2008, 2009. And then the other five got merged. There were 7 associate banks. They all got merged by 2017. 1st April 2017, they were all done. Next, in the next leg, government took up Bank of Baroda, Dena Bank and Vijaya Bank. They kind of combined it. Again, it was announced somewhere in 2018. It took another year. 1st April 2019, it was done. And then we all know about the latest news where 10 private sector banks were merged to make 4 big banks. And it happened, was announced somewhere in August, September 2019, and the merger completed on 1st of April 2020. Now, what is the big takeaway here? First, try to understand that. The takeaway is it happens slowly. There, it is stepwise, right? It did not happen that all the banks were not merged on a single day. Even State Bank, it started very slow, just 2 of its associate, and then they went ahead when they saw everything was falling in place. Then they tried with the other bank, and then finally, when they had enough experience, they went ahead with the third. It happens in steps, right? So first one bank, then second bank, and then when the learning completed, then they went ahead to kind of do it on scale. That's our takeaway here. So let's look at the current status. This was the State Bank, which happened first. Then this Bank of Baroda, the Vijay and Dena Bank wala thing. So they were already amalgamated. And then this Punjab National Bank, Canara, Union and Indian Bank got merged with these Yeah, these got amalgamated here. Syndicate in Canara, Andhra and Corporation Bank into Union Bank, Allahabad Bank into Indian Bank, Oriental Bank of Commerce and United into Punjab National Bank. Now, these banks were kind of left out, which is Bank of India, Central Bank, Indian Overseas Bank, UCO Bank, Bank of Maharashtra, and Punjab and Sindh Bank. Now, if you look at the news carefully, something very interesting emerges out of it. What is that? Punjab and Sindh Bank, Bank of Maharashtra, Indian Overseas Bank among PSUs that could be privatized. Yeah, where are these banks in this list? Quickly try to find out. Punjab and Sindh Bank, Bank of Maharashtra, and Indian Overseas Bank. What is unique about them? Their business size. They are all small banks. What we have learned so far? These measures will happen slowly and in steps. So this is the first baby step here by the government, where they are trying to test this idea with small banks. Now, let us try to analyze the impact of this news on the lives of the banking aspirants. Indian Overseas Bank, zero vacancy last year. Punjab and Sindh Bank, zero vacancy last year. Only significant bank was Bank of Maharashtra, which had 350 vacancies, which is likely to turn from Sarkari to private. Okay, so what is the impact here? You still have that 4,000 plus vacancies. Is there something to worry about? Not yet. But let's say कि when Indian Overseas Bank and Bank of Maharashtra and Punjab Sindh Bank are already talked about, why will UCO be left? So okay, let me make you happy here and let me take UCO Bank also as a possible bank which will be in news very soon. Why stop at UCO? Let me also take Central Bank of India because its size is also less than 5 lakh crore. Let me put that also in the same bracket. Yeah, let me privatize these 5 banks for now. So let me recalculate the damage now. Central Bank of India non-reported, not sure they eventually came out with something or not. And our UCO Bank, which is 500. This is a significant loss. Put together, how many? 850 is gone. Then we had news that PNB decided to add 626 vacancies from non-reported to 626. So overall, if you will see, even if I going forward, if there are similar vacancies, this 500 will go, this 350 will go, yeah, minus 850 plus 626. So in and around 4,000 vacancies are still up for grabs. So what is the need for you to worry about and lose sleep over? You still have these 4,000 vacancies which will come at least for the next 2 years. But I can understand your next question. What happens after 2 years? Right? Let's try to dig a little deeper and try to understand that also. What is our chief economic advisor saying? Banking will be part of strategic sector for privatization. So, right? And in strategic sector, what will happen? The government stated policy on strategic sector of the economy is to limit the number of state-owned enterprises to 4. That means what? We will have just 4 public sector banks going forward. This is exactly what is getting discussed here. Banking to be strategic sector, and in each strategic sector, no more than 4 state-owned companies will exist. I have already privatized them along with Central Bank of India. My criteria being less than 5 lakh crore, privatize them, right? And with the loss of just 850 vacancies, then also I had 4,000 plus vacancies to prepare for. I am giving you a personal guarantee. SBI will continue to be this public sector bank. It is not going to be privatized. So another 2,000 vacancies here. Every year you can count that. Okay, let's take this discussion one more step forward. And I'm talking about timeline of 3 to 5 years from now. And a lot of speculation will be involved here because really nobody has that ability to peep so far ahead into future. But we'll try to look at it logically. I'm assuming that these small size bank, there's already talk about these 3. I have also kind of eliminated the other 2 of similar size, and these 5 are gone. Do you think it will happen smoothly, this less than 5 lakh crore? There will be a lot of opposition playing politics. There will be union coming into play. All that will happen. It's not going to be a smooth sailing. So it should take ideally 2 to 3 years. Even normal processes, merger itself took 1 year. So this should be definitely taking more than that. Let's assume everything happens smoothly, and depending upon the economic condition of our country at that time, we'll be left with 7 banks to be made into these 4 strategic sector PSUs, right? One of them, I am quite sure all of you will agree, will be State Bank of India. So I'm left with these 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 to be made into 3. One possible way, simple way, could be remerger of these 6 to make 3 big banks. Yeah. Or if the economic condition is really bad, then based upon the business size, etc., you could have these 9 lakh crore wala going, this 8 lakh crore wala can be sold and lot of money can be made. And then it will be lottery between Punjab National Bank, Canara Bank, Union Bank, and Bank of Baroda. One of them will go. Maybe penalize the worst performing bank at that time. I'm sure all of you will agree there are many possibilities in which we can get down from 7 to 4. And we'll not try to speculate here much, but let's try to take the worst case scenario. These 5 I had already subtracted. Now let me also subtract this Bank of India and Indian Bank, large recruiters, right? This is gone. I'll be still left with this 2000 State Bank. Let's assume that Bank of Baroda continues its Manipal way, right? No issues. Now I'll be left with choosing 3. Out of these 3, I'll be choosing 2. Choose any 2 here. And after cutting all these also, you will see you will be left with around 2000 vacancies for sure. So even in worst case scenario, 5 years down the line, considering all the uncertainty and worst possible scenario, you will still have 4K vacancies, assuming growth does not take place. All pessimist assumptions taken here, then also you'll have 4000 vacancies to prepare for. अब बताइए, was there anything to be worried about? You still have those 4000 jobs to prepare for, right? तो क्यों चिंता इतना क्यों? The problem can be you will be made to work harder. But was that not something we always wanted to do? यही करना था ना, जब हम टेबल के इस तरफ थे तो क्या बात करते हैं, देश बदलेंगे और एफिशिएंसी लाएंगे, all that. सरकारी, the word itself had that connotation of inefficiency and corruption. यही बदलने की चाह थी ना. This is something that we wanted to change. अब लेकिन जब टेबल के उस तरफ जाना है तो आराम चाहिए, देश भी बदलना है और आराम भी चाहिए, दोनों कैसे हो गए एक साथ? या we do not have to fall into that same trap. अगर हो भी रहा है, believe in your ability. Even if everything gets privatized, let's say State Bank of India also gets privatized, if you constantly work on your skill, you upskill yourself, you're working on your development, you're talented enough, you work hard, you will grow no matter what the environment is. I only hope this session assuages your concern, it puts you at ease and helps you prepare with a calm mind. देश बदलना है, मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी, ठीक है? अपने एंड से अभी शुरू करते हैं, जम के पढ़ाई करते हैं, यही अभी हमारे कंट्रोल में, इसको अच्छे से करते हैं, ठीक है? सो लग जाइए अब पढ़ाई में।